Happy anniversary, baby! It's our anniversary. Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
We're gonna celebrate our anniversary by filling up these dumpsters, hopefully. If you saw our last episode, you know, well, that's actually not how we're celebrating our anniversary. We're gonna celebrate our anniversary by going on a date this evening. If you watched this last episode, you saw that we were waiting on the dumpsters. They ended up bringing them, one down by the camper there, one up here. We're gonna try to fill this one up today. Having the dumpster out here makes me think of all the things you could do with the dumpster. I'm thinking about having a pool party. If you could figure out how to seal the door and you cleaned it really well, you could have an awesome pool party. That would make a great swimming pool. It turns out, you know, at the end of the last video, I was a little frustrated because I said, like, where are the dumpsters? They're supposed to be here. Turns out we had a little miscommunication and they thought they could bring it out any time in the day, and the guy, when he brought these two dumpsters out, he was like Mr. Customer Service. He actually dropped this dumpster by the house here. I said I want it close to the porch. He put that one down there by the camper, then he looked up and said, you know, that's not very close to the porch. I can move it closer or I'll try. So he had to move that dumpster out of the way, put it down there, came up, pushed this one back up, and then picked that one back up and moved it back up here. And he came out and did exactly what we wanted, so we'll probably be using this company for any dumpster we need on this project, as long as, you know, the rest of it turns out well.
My shoes, since we're...
Sure. Do you mind running through and opening the door? A for Arthur, of course. We don't really use this front door because these stairs are a little dangerous here for the kids, and it's so close. So, but today we're going to be using the door. And this house has kind of felt haunted because we've been in the camper, and then when you come up here, so much stuff still in it. It's totally quiet. I mean, it's not really haunted. It doesn't really feel haunted, but it's just, we were excited to move forward with this. So what we're doing is taking stuff out of the house that potentially has mold spores in it that we won't be able to get out. Stuff like this mattress, unfortunately.
What about this?
Which we didn't buy it new. I think we got it from a family member.
This?
No, that's fine.
This?
Stuff like that's okay. The furniture, hard furniture is okay. We're taking mattresses out of here. We're gonna stack them into this dumpster. Couches going in there, and then once we get all the big stuff, I know Bree's gonna have to come up and we're gonna have to decide item by item by item. Hey, is this something we're gonna use? Is this something that's gonna go? We're basically moving, and moving is this awesome opportunity to kind of figure out what you really want and what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. So I'm excited about that, and we're gonna get started now. Just lay it on the porch, Grace, because I want to stack in the biggest stuff at the bottom. This thing is so heavy. Alright, you want to help, Brighton?
Yeah.
Alright, give it a shove. We've got about a third, no, not a third, about a third of this dumpster full. The rest is kind of fine-tuning stuff, which Brianna's working on right now. Happy anniversary, baby! It's dumpster day. What a funny anniversary.
I'm actually quite happy about that this is what we're doing for our anniversary.
Me too.
We're gonna fill the dumpster all day and then we're going out. dinner together.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm glad we're moving forward and getting stuff out of the house.
Oh gosh, it's a relief. There's still so much to do, but it's just a relief.
This is just the next step that makes sense, you know what I mean? And we've been a little bit frozen and then kind of tied up with basically
stuff.
getting the camper ready and then just day-to-day life, keeping us busy.
Yep. I mean, we still have life every day.
We've got some changes coming. Honestly, I'm getting a new job, which is way closer to home.
Yay.
I'm not going to really throw a lot of numbers out there, but basically I'm cutting my drive in half. And it's a huge amount of time
That's a way
savings.
less stressful job.
So I'm hoping it's going to be a less stressful job. And I think that's going to really help out this whole project.
Yeah, it came at a good time, I think.
So we're left with a lot of stuff that some of it we're going to sell, some of it we're going to give away, and then some of it we're going to put in the barn as storage. There's like all these categories of stuff. Some stuff is stuff we would never get rid of. Like, well, we would try to never get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like nice things from our family
and
or
things
whatever.
that can be cleaned.
Yeah. And then there's other stuff. Is this chair going?
That has to be thrown out.
Yeah, I never liked it anyway. I know you did. So that chair is going.
And you got this for me for Christmas like the first year we were married.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it was so expensive and we were so broke
yeah.
and
It was
poor.
like,
And I wanted it, I'd wanted it for years from 10,000 Villages.
that was before I was a nurse.
Yeah, you were in school and I was pregnant with.
That's crazy to think about what it was like back then.
Yeah.
When you were first married.
Yeah. Broke, but in love.
Yeah.
More than broke. I mean, you were a student, and I guess I worked until at some point I quit
Until
working.
sometime before Grace was born.
Mm-hmm. Where did we live? Oh, we lived in that little house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We weren't that broke that first year. It was the second year.
When I was starting nursing
When you
school?
started nursing
Oh
school.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
cut my hours way back and I was working just
And I
doing
wasn't working because we had Grace.
renovation jobs and I was just working a couple days a week. I honestly don't know how we did that at all.
I know how we did it
Hmm?
because you refinished that man's little basement apartment for him
Oh yeah.
in exchange for like 10 months of free rent, and we lived in it. But it was literally a small bedroom, a hallway, and a bathroom.
And the
we
bathroom was the kitchen sink.
And the hallway, we put a tiny little apartment-sized oven in there. We had a fridge and a closet.
Tiny.
Yeah, it was smaller than the camper.
Yeah, it had less amenities than the camper. I don't know if it was actually square
It
footage.
was definitely square footage smaller. It was so small.
Don't argue.
But we were across the street from my parents' neighborhood, so that was nice being close to my mom.
Yeah.
Because I went up to her house all the time with Grace, like every day, while you were gone all the time.
Wow, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So we kind of got distracted from mold stuff talking about our marriage, that's okay. So you're working on the kitchen now.
I'm just working. There's just like, it's like we moved into the camper, but we just left this trail around the house of just like piles of stuff. So I'm just trying to get all the stuff that needs to be thrown away, and then probably tomorrow I'll get more bins and I'll clean and pack everything that's not going in the dumpster. That's like little things.
And then I can start carrying it to the barn if that's appropriate, or packing it up in the van if it's going to someone else's house. I'm going to take musical instruments probably to my parents.
Oh yeah, and the girls' doll houses.
And some firearms will probably go to my parents.
Well, yeah, I mean hunting season is soon.
I'm not going to throw it out on YouTube that I'm sending all my guns away.
Okay.
There'll always be guns here.
I really honestly wish I had thought ahead and gotten a babysitter for today and tomorrow, sent the kids off. Because we could knock this out if we didn't have to
If
stop.
we had a babysitter all day, we could go on an awesome anniversary date.
This would be an awesome anniversary date to me.
Okay. Well,
I'm serious because
so what you're
so
saying
stressful.
is this is like a successful anniversary and you're going to be thrilled with it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Bingo. Guys, you can take this to heart. Get a dumpster for your anniversary. I think it's probably the way to go.
It's really relieving
It's the
though
new
to be
thing.
moving on.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to call and have it set up for them to come Monday to switch out the dumpsters.
Okay.
So, do we think we need two?
No, one
Okay.
for now.
So one will just stay. Yeah, okay. I see. Where'd you find them?
In the barn. Oh, so I'm keeping it a secret.
You're keeping them.
No. I'm not telling you where the egg nest is.
Whose eggs are those?
My silky daughter.
Miss Frizzle's.
No,
What does
they're
she look
not.
like? The black one?
Oh, it's your silky that you hatched.
Yeah.
What color is it?
No, the silky hatched it, so it's the silky's daughter. She's like the silky shape, but she has like brown with like spots on her.
Those are pretty eggs.
Yeah.
Sicky baby.
Oh.
I see that snotty nose. He's so sick, and what's the first thing that he says to me? Cow. And points out here. So here we are looking at the cows.
You're a cowboy.
I mean, he's not that sick. He has a cold. He's fine. But he doesn't feel good.
He loves the cows.
You're like our #1 farmer, you and Brighton. And well, Grace too, but you just want to be with the cows. Where's Alice?
So.
There.
Up close, he's actually a little bit afraid of them, but he loves being around them still. He doesn't want to pet them though, but he wants to be close to them.
He wants to watch them. Just watch. Come on, let's go make lunch.
Okay, the current state of the dumpster is more full than it was. We're not really quite halfway to what we can get in it, including mounting on top, but we're about to shut that show down for the day and go on our anniversary date. I wanted to show you something I think is kind of funny. We got these cute little boots for Wilder, and 2 reasons I'm showing you this. One, we all have mud boots. You have to have them out here. And he comes in the barn with me all the time and just wears his sneakers or whatever he's got. So I wanted to show you. I'm gonna give him these boots. He's not seen them yet, but Wilder's getting his first mud boots.
Shoes!
Look, you got new shoes.
You want to try them on?
You wanna put these on?
Sit down, let's put them on.
Sit down, we'll put them on. These are better for going in the barn with the cow, and we know you love the cow, right?
Look at his tiny shoes!
I bought them.
Here, slip those on.
They are!
Mommy and Daddy got these for you.
So cute.
You love them? I wonder if they're hard to get on.
No. Oh, you're
Say
just
He didn't really like them because they're rough on the inside. It's like a rough plastic texture, like a fabric almost.
It's
so we
like
need
fabric.
We need to get some socks.
We have socks. We're just gonna put them on his feet. So many people have asked, what are we throwing away? What are we keeping? So we are throwing away all of our soft furniture, not stuff that can be easily cleaned. We're throwing away all of our mattresses. We're throwing away all of our thick bedding that even though it could be washed, it's like thick, so you don't know if you're getting it clean enough. We are and then apart from that, like we can honestly clean almost everything else. But we're getting rid of a lot of things.
We're moving, basically. This is like moving twice, kind of. And so, I mean, if you've never thrown stuff away when you moved, then you are very, very good.
You're either or you're a hoarder.
You're either a hoarder or you're like already a minimalist.
Yeah.
So this kind of part of moving is the purging process is actually awesome because we can really say, hey, do we really love this? Do we really use this?
Yeah. The main 3 types of mold that were found in our home are they're common molds in our area. Like they're not like we're bringing in some new mold source if we accidentally, like we're probably breathing a little bit of it in right now. When it becomes dangerous is when it's at the levels that it is in our home and you see it growing like we do in our home. And so if there's a few mold spores on a couple of things, like that's actually not a big deal because the 3 types, the main 3 types, there were more than 3 types, so the highest levels 3 types, they're on our clothes right now, but it's a little different than say like with black mold. That's like a whole nother story. Mainly because that's not a mold that is just like floating in the air in most places. Mm-hmm. It's a mold that comes from very specific, usually catastrophic events like major flooding and hurricanes. It took us a while to figure all that out. It took me a while to do enough research to figure out what needed to stay, what needed to go. All their stuffed animals had to go. Also, all the kids' stuffed animals. And the reason for that is because you can't, even if you clean them and you put them in a dryer and the dryer kills the mold, now you have dead mold inside of these things and you are breathing that in, and dead mold is just as toxic as live mold spores. We're just figuring this out as we go, but that is what after much research, and deciphering between different types of mold. Yeah, not that our mold isn't toxic. It is. It's the levels though that are so toxic. And I feel it when I go into the house now. Do you feel it when you are in there for a long period of time?
I don't think I feel it the same way you do, but I'm not as in tune to like how I feel about my health or anything. I never have been.
I just like get super nauseous. My eyes start burning. My nose starts burning. Like I hadn't been in that house for more than a minute or two to grab like groceries out of the fridge or freezer in like 2 weeks until today. And I immediately was like, I just felt sick in there.
Well guys, we're about to go on our anniversary date. So thanks for joining us. This will be the last of our video, the end of the video. And we'll see you soon.
See you in the next video.
Yep, bye-bye.